In the space of 6 months, Kobbie Mainoo has gone from making his Premier League debut to being called up for England, and it was well and truly deserved. In today's video, we're going to talk about Kobbie Mainoo. We're going to analyse the player a little bit, show you some clips, bits and bobs about what he does and why he's so special, why there is a lot of hype around Kobbie Mainoo and more. And as you can see on the screen, full Premier League debut in November 2023. It probably would have been earlier, but he picked up that nasty injury in pre-season. Now, a lot of Manchester United fans, including myself, have been talking about Mainoo for maybe 2 years. We saw him in the Youth Cup final when Man United won. He was brilliant. We spoke about him a bit last season where he was getting a few minutes here and there. You know, he came on as a sub, he made a few appearances here and there, and in pre-season he was amazing. He became a regular starter in pre-season, played all of those games until he got injured versus Real Madrid, and it just felt like there was going to be a role for Kobbie Mainoo this season. It felt like he was going to be a player that was going to feature a bit this season and in Ten Hag's plans based off what we saw in pre-season. But even myself, as one of Kobbie Mainoo's biggest fans and biggest enthusiasts, and someone that was probably hyping him up the most, didn't expect him to just come in and basically be the first name on the team sheet. I thought, you know what, he might be able to start a few games this season, maybe next season, but I can see him being involved a lot as a sub and a bench option. But the fact that he's just come in and start like that, I'm like, wow. And I saw him in pre-season, I thought he's brilliant, but I thought it'll be different in the main comp. We'll see. But I think, you know, he's got potential to be a starter, maybe. But the fact that he's not even just a starter, the first name on the team sheet, and basically at 18 years of age, more composed, more mature, and running the Man United midfield that has been struggling, an unstable side, speaks so highly of Mainoo. And now Kobbie Mainoo has that truly well-deserved England call-up. And Kobbie Mainoo and Cole Palmer are two young players I've got respect for. Obviously, Kobbie Mainoo, I mean, I've got respect for a lot of young players, but Kobbie Mainoo and Cole Palmer are two young players I've got this massive amount of respect for. And obviously, Kobbie Mainoo is 3 years younger than Cole Palmer, but Cole Palmer went into an unstable Chelsea side and has become their standout performer, scoring goals, carrying that Chelsea side through at 21 years of age with very little experience. You know, it's not easy to go into that Chelsea side. They've got big players, big name players that aren't succeeding because it's unsustainable. And Kobbie Mainoo at 18, even less experienced and even younger than Cole Palmer, particularly, you could say, a more difficult position going into a more defensive role, just because McTominay hasn't been able to play DM, Casemiro has been woeful as a DM this season, and Amrabat couldn't do the role. So Kobbie Mainoo has been thrown into the Mr. Impossible role that Ten Hag basically says, I need some special player to do this role because the amount of ground and things you've got to do is insane. But Kobbie Mainoo has gone in there at 18 years of age in an unstable Man United side where his teammates aren't playing good football, but we're struggling, and he's been the standout player. To be, 18 years of age and come into the Manchester United starting 11 is difficult. But if you came in a Manchester United starting 11 under Sir Alex Ferguson, you could be moulded in. And yes, there'd be more competition. It'd be harder to get in Sir Alex Ferguson starting 11 and some of the past United teams, but you'd be moulded in. You'd have that stability. You'd slowly be warmed up. But Kobbie Mainoo's just got thrown in the Man United lineup, was our best player, so then started the next game, was the best player to start the next game. You know, he's not playing with superstars and experienced players. He's playing with a team that crumbles. He's playing with a team with weak mentality. And he's the one in his first game versus Everton where he was saying to the players, like, calm down, calm down. We kept giving the ball away. We couldn't complete 3 passes. And Kobbie Mainoo had to come in and dictate the tempo of the game and actually help United stay composed. It's mad to think that he's 18, but he's the most mature player at Manchester United. His ability to just come into the side and basically keep the ball when every Man United player was panicking, they kept giving the ball away, keep them composed, keep the tempo. And he's just so intelligent because he does that with, a real intent to. He gets the ball in these difficult areas. He always makes himself available for the pass. When you're a young kid, you can shy away from the ball. We've seen that happen in football. You don't want to make a mistake. But with Kobbie Mainoo, you get the opposite of shy. As soon as he came in, he wanted the ball. And he wasn't playing those backwards sideways passes, keeping it safe. I'm not going to give the ball away. He wanted the ball. He would make himself available in really tough situations as a passing option where he'd have 3 midfielders around him. And he would literally use his body to scan, shift his body so like he can shield from the defenders and play through 3 or 4 defenders. And I'm going to show you clips of it in just a second. But he uses his body so well to just basically run around the midfield. He basically was like, give me the ball. I'm 18. I'm confident. Give me the ball and I'll play the ball and I'll do something with the ball and I'll help United keep the ball. And I think this tweet, and I know it's from United Cynical, but I think this tweet is, I agree with this tweet. Mainoo's probably the first player since Rooney to completely skip playing for under 21s and just play for England. Even Bellingham did the under 21s. I mean, that just shows you how good Mainoo is. Because Mainoo was called up for the under 21s. You've got to remember this. Gareth Southgate snubbed Mainoo, said he's only played a handful of games, called him up for the under 21s. Then the next day, Man United played Liverpool. Kobbie Mainoo basically was the standout player for the 70 minutes he was on the pitch. Gareth Southgate must have seen that Kobbie Mainoo comp, must have realised this guy can play as a 6. You know, Harvey Elliott's been great, but Harvey Elliott can play right wing, attacking midfield, box to box. Kobbie Mainoo can play box to box and 6. You know, I see a lot of Liverpool fans crying, oh, but where's Harvey Elliott's call up? No, because he's an attacking player. England are really short in that 6/8 role, and Kobbie Mainoo could do that. And Gareth Southgate must have thought I'm an idiot. Because Gareth Southgate, when has Gareth Southgate ever called up a player for under 21s and the next day said you're in the first team because he had a good game at the weekend? When has that happened? I bet you some coaches at England went to Gareth Southgate and said, nah, this Mainoo's got to be in the first team. Like, this Mainoo is special. Like, look at him versus Liverpool. He's got to be in the first team. You've got to call him up. Gareth Southgate is stubborn. Gareth Southgate, we know he's stubborn, but Gareth Southgate changed his mind. He changed his mind. He called Mainoo up for the under 21s for actually, now screw that, come to the first team. That's what he did with Kobbie Mainoo, because Kobbie Mainoo must have blown him away versus Liverpool. He was worried that Kobbie Mainoo wasn't experienced or he'd struggle in the big games, but oh, wait, he played versus Liverpool. Oh, wait, he was man of the match. And yeah, Kobbie Mainoo will have some weaknesses and all of that as well, but when he plays for England, he'll be playing in a better team as well. And if you look at Kobbie Mainoo here, this is him versus Liverpool, and this is why he got a lot of praise versus Liverpool. And this happened 4, 5, 6 occasions. He would get the ball and he'd have 2 Liverpool players around him, whether it be Endo, whether it be McAllister. So yeah, Szoboszlai, it's McAllister and Szoboszlai here. Very difficult situation. Mainoo's been passed the ball in a hard situation where most Man United players, in fact, probably every Man United player, bar Mainoo, gives the ball away here. He dribbles through them, dribbles around 3 Liverpool players, continues on and plays a good pass out wide to Rashford. And then he would, not only that, in deeper areas was he progressing the ball. He was getting the ball in deeper areas here, progressing up the midfield, laying up past Rashford. But even as a 6, he was playing really high up the pitch. He played really high up the pitch here versus Liverpool, and he was making these runs into the box. And he actually laid in a really good cross to Wan-Bissaka, on which maybe Wan-Bissaka should have scored or done a bit better with. He was creating chances. He was making those overlapping runs via the box. And that's why Mainoo isn't a 6, because he's got the capabilities to do this. But Kobbie Mainoo, at 18, is playing out of position for Man United with very little experience against Liverpool, being the best and most composed player consistently for United. He's been consistently good. He's been great versus Liverpool, great in the big games. He's playing out of position. He's playing in a role that Casemiro, McTominay and Amrabat have not been able to do this season. And he's still shining it, and he's still showing his qualities. Like, his technical ability, his ceiling is levels ahead of the rest of the United squad. To come into a United side, and I'll say this again, to come into a Man United side that has been poor this season, that has not been good enough this season, and to literally just say, bosh, this is easy, and be the best player, be the stand-up player, be the guy that actually is getting the tempo for United, getting the control, getting the composure for United is insane. And his ability to run through Liverpool with ease, it was mad. Like, this was another opportunity here. He got the ball and he just ran through the Liverpool players, continued on, and then made a good progression up the pitch. There was multiple times that Kobbie Mainoo was getting the ball versus Liverpool, and you should watch the Kobbie Mainoo versus Liverpool comp if you haven't already. He was getting the ball versus Liverpool. He was running around like 3, 4, 5 players, and then he was just playing this absolutely brilliant pass up the pitch as well. He was unbelievable. Unbelievable as well. Guys, please do hit that like button if you have not already. Of course, subscribe down below if you're new, and let me know your thoughts on Kobbie Mainoo. I will be back with a live stream later today to discuss all the latest United news, but I wanted to do something different. I wanted to talk about Kobbie Mainoo, how good he's been. I haven't even spoke about the fact that he's one of the only Man United players that's natural in possession. He's probably similar style to De Jong. He helps him build up. He's a natural player in possession. He can scan. He's got a good reading of the game. He's got a good IQ. He's very much like Thiago when he was in his prime Bayern days. He's a phenomenal player that's not even in his best role, that we're not even getting the best out, but he is this good at 18. It's crazy how good he can be. He's intelligent, and he's got the maturity, he's got the composure. You know, he doesn't look to be a cocky guy that gets ahead of himself. He looks to have that mental side as well. He's got that mental side, he's got that athletic side, he's got that technical side, he's got that IQ. Carrington, thank you very much. You've made a gem. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.